And today in TLC Live, do you know that Texas Latino Conservatives runs a program called Leadership Latino? Well, the director is going to be with us, and also two of the former students that already graduate and they're already working on the political field, put it in practice, everything that they learn in Leadership Latino. Welcome everybody to TLC Live. Orlando, good morning from Montana. I'm here at the studio. Today's finally a little bit cold, but I'm sure over there is super cold.
Yeah, well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us.
Well, Orlando, so how's the weather over there? I saw that you were showing us yesterday that it was snowing big time.
It always snows here, so it's nothing new, but it's usually followed by sunshine, so it's really pretty.
Okay, well, we're looking for see you here back in Houston soon. We have a lot of things to plan for 2023, and today is going to be the last TLC live of 2022, and we want to close the year and the last program with our what was say the gold medal program that we have in Texas Latino Conservatives, which is Leadership Latino. And that's why we want to invite Gena Prickette. She is the director of Leadership Latino, and she has been in charge from the moment that we create this program. And welcome, Gena. We want to hear everything about from how Leadership Latino started and fast forward how it's been today, the people that we've been training, what we've been doing with them, what they've been achievement after being in Leadership Latino.
Yes, great. Thank you so much for having me. We started Leadership Latino in 2020, just as everything started to kind of open back up a little bit, and we have been having trainings around the state. And our first few that we had, first several that we had, focused on grassroots organization, getting involved in the grassroots level, and working professionally in politics for people who maybe wanted to explore a career opportunity in politics, and then also people who were interested in running for office. So we held those in several locations across the state, had a great response, lots of good feedback. Everyone had lots of fun. Enjoyed following up with those graduates. Each time we'd add another class of graduates, we have our own Facebook page that's just graduates, and they have a good time welcoming a new group each time they come in, and just kind of following up with each other and keeping up with what everyone is doing and involved with. And so then we kind of decided to go to the next level. And so we started kind of an advanced course that just is focusing on candidates, people who are thinking about running on the ballot in the upcoming coming future. And so that's where we are headed now. Next year, early next year, is a class focused on candidates.
Well, Gena, this started, to train people that they want to run for office, but also if they want to be a leaders in their community. But it turns that something that, we didn't expect that we were going to have not only people running for office, but people that really now are in offices. So I wanted you talk about the successful of this program.
Right. Yes, we have several. We have a city councilman. We have Myra Flores, of course, went through the program earlier and has had great success. We have had some county commissioner elected this last cycle. So we have lots that are working in politics, more involved in their communities, more involved with campaigns, volunteering in their local area. So I think we've made an impact.
Orlando, I wanted you comment on this because I remember our first class, it was here in Houston when we were just started Texas Latino Conservatives, and it was just kind of an idea. We were like trying to put together everything, how was going to be the logistic. But I don't know you, but I think, I mean, we didn't expect that it was gonna be this amazing program and successful, and how it was gonna grow. And now people asking, when you guys coming to this city in our, in Texas. So I wanted you to talk about that, because you're not only the founder, but you've been coming with a lot of ideas, and this is one of those.
Well, we all know historically the Latino Hispanic community has not participated in the civic process very much. If you look at the statewide elected officials, there's a dearth of Hispanics. Not that we play ethnic politics or racial politics, but it's important to have representation from all groups in Texas. One of the things that we celebrate in Texas and we're quite proud of is our diversity. We're Irish, we're Italian, we're Cubans, we're Venezuelans, we're Mexicans. We're from the African continent, we're from the Caribbean. So I think it's important for communities to have a voice in the process. And I thought about this week when LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, filed a lawsuit against the city of Houston to abolish the at-large positions, claiming that Hispanics don't get elected at large. And we wanted to make sure that and again, you don't have to be Hispanic to participate in our educational outreach, leadership Latino. And in fact, you don't have to be a Republican. We're nonpartisan in our education. We're a 501c4, so anyone that wants to sign up and learn about grassroots involvement, can do so. But the purpose of it was to create the infrastructure of a voice that has been somewhat diminished in the political process. And I don't mean that by any discriminatory act by the state or a county or a city. It's just that Hispanics aren't participating at the level they should. So we created Leadership Latino so that anyone that wanted to get involved could. You don't have to run for, let's say, a city council position or state representative or state senate or U.S. Congress like Mayra Flores did. You can be the president of your civic club. You can be a member of the board of directors of your municipal utility district. You can be a school board member. You can be a community college trustee. It doesn't matter. You can be a precinct chair in your respective party. What we want is people to participate and gather the experience necessary to be able to be a voice for their communities. So we operate again as a nonprofit organization, nonpartisan organization, and we're just delighted that we've had a lot of success. Gena mentioned a few of them, but we've had some of our folks that have had success in being elected, like Michelle Gamboa, the first Hispanic city councilwoman in Longview, Texas, Dan Corrales in Midland, Texas. We've had John Lujan in the south portion of San Antonio and Bexar County, and they've all participated as well, and not necessarily as students, but they've come to talk and give remarks and encouragement to our classes. So we're encouraged and we're delighted that we have a couple of our graduates today that you'll hear from.
Exactly. So I wanna invite them to the program. I mean, we invited to the program, and I wanna bring them now. We have Yzach Dominguez. He's a Leadership Latino alumni, and he is now in the legislative director. And also we have Aurelina Lina Prado. She is a community leader, and she also participated in Leadership Latino. So I want to have both of you talking about how do you hear about Latino leadership first, or Leadership Latino first? How did you ended up there, and what you guys learned, and what you guys are doing right now after everything? What are you taking from Leadership Latino, and now you are applying to your life and to your being as a community leader, participating with in politics? So I wanted you guys talk about the program and your experience.
Well, first, I want to give thanks for allowing me to go ahead and speak, and hi to everyone else. So, I was the campaign manager for State Representative John Lujan. We represent the southern portion of San Antonio. I heard about Texas Latino Conservatives leadership program through a friend. She actually invited me to go ahead and be part of the program to actually learn as much, and I'm very grateful for it. So the program itself goes over a lot of the specific details of what a political campaign like is entitled. So you have to learn about all the grassroots activity levels, like door knocking, all the fundraising stuff, and all the connections that you have to build in order to get more experience. And it's just the small little details that no one really knows. If you don't know, you don't know. And so if no one's there to actually teach you, to coach you, or mentor you, it's just you're just setting yourself up to fail. So one thing that I always encourage other people is ask for help. And being part of the TikTok Latino Conservatives and the person who invited me to be on there, I'm very grateful to be them because I was able to ask for help, and somehow we pulled through a very strong Democratic um, portion of San Antonio. We made it right.
What was your expectations before you were invited to the program, or when you got invited to the program? What was your expectations, and and what did you got after you finished the class?
So my expectations were to go ahead and just meet as much people as possible, especially from the little area that it was being held on. But I actually got a whole lot more. Some of the people that I met there actually helped me out in my own campaign, and there were people I was able to actually go ahead and talk with. So campaign life itself is very stressful, and not a lot of people know how stressful it is. But the people there, we were able to communicate with each other, and whenever I was feeling down, I was able to talk to them, hey, on the phone, hey, I'm really bummed out about this. And they were able to understand. And because of that, I felt a lot better. I felt like I was more involved and I actually had support.
When you got there, you said like, okay, this is the class, and as the day was going on, you were saying like, wow, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, and then you were able to apply all of those things after that, and now you are involved in John Lujan. I mean, when he was running, and now he is the actual candidate. So so tell us about that.
So, yeah. So, when I first went there, it was just something like, okay, I was told that it's going to be such a hard campaign because no other Republicans actually won the southern portion of San Antonio. And being over there, I was able to be motivated. And during the process, a lot of the people that I met during Leadership Latino, uh, I was actually go ahead and talk to them and learn from them. And now afterwards, we were able to say that we won. We were able to say that the connections that we created there actually helped us out in the end, and they're still helping us out today because now they're community leaders in their own respective sections in their own professional lives. So whenever we have help or we need to ask questions, we ask them. And right now, I'm currently the legislative director, so I'm actually helping out State Representative John Lujan, creating policies and all that kind of stuff. And so whenever I have questions, I had to reach out to them specifically.
One of the
Okay.
things I want to comment on is the fact that that was purpose of Leadership Latino was to do exactly what Mr. Dominguez and Mr. Lujan have done in South San Antonio and Bexar County, which is bring a different perspective into the political process. That district had been represented for decades historically by the Democrats. Nothing wrong with that, except that we worked hard in that race. We supported John Lujan. We produced a lot of television commercials and a lot of direct mail for him, and we helped him block walk with uh, our San Antonio State Director Chelsea Valenzuela Cooper. And so this is what people don't understand is that they're sharing a different perspective with the community in South San Antonio. They're delivering on the issues that are important to the residents and taxpayers of South San Antonio. And so Mr. Dominguez and State Representative John Lujan and all of the staff are out there working with the community and establishing a new network, new contacts, and developing and inspiring new leaders. And so that is the reason why we started Leadership Latino is that young people like Mr. Dominguez could talk to other young people and inspire them. And which leads to a question I want to ask you. Do you think you've been able to influence the folks in your generation? Are they looking at you and going, wow, this is a guy I went to school with, or this is a guy that lived in my neighborhood, and now he's, in Austin and helping with public policy and doing constituent work. And have young people approached you?
Yes, quite a lot actually. So I reached out to a whole lot of community colleges and universities there in San Antonio. And at first, they were looking at Dominguez, a Republican. What do you mean? And so at first, it was like the little question, the curiosity, like, why is a Latino running as a conservative? And just having the little small conversation, you're actually able to realize a lot of these people have conservative values. They just are constantly being taught that they have to be on the left, either because of their last name, their heritage, or just because other people who are on social media are telling them that they have to be there. So when you have people like me, or just other young people just in general running as conservatives and Republicans and willing to have conversations with other people.
I think your audio is off. I don't know if you
Yeah, we
mute
lost your
yourself.
audio, but
Oh,
that's
So
okay.
let's
Let's
talk to
yeah.
Aurelina. Let's bring Aurelina while we fix the audio with Mr. Dominguez. So Aurelina, how are you? Good morning. Thanks for being in TLC Live. Thanks for being part of Leadership Latino. And now we want to hear your story.
So thank you for having me. I apologize if my bandwidth is kind of low. I'm in a secure location and I can't get away from it. So I apologize firsthand. Thank you for having me and for having me in the show. A lot about my story is
No, I think
um,
your internet is not working.
okay.
Okay,
Um,
okay, now you're back.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
Thank you. Okay. So I appreciate you having me on the show and just
Oh no. I don't know
We've lost your audio
if you
feed.
can hear us, and maybe if you call us from your phone and just use your phone internet, no Wi-Fi, maybe will work better. So just call
Yeah.
us back from your phone, and we figure out if that works better. So
Well, I think it's
okay.
interesting. I don't know if Mark that we lost both of their audios. That's kind of odd, but uh, maybe we can work on that. But anyway, we've got Leadership Latino coming up in
Area.
2023, right, Gina?
Yes, we're having a. Oh, there they are. They're both back. Yes, but we have our next class coming up January 27th and 28th. It will be in Houston, Texas.
So it's gonna be
And
in Houston, and we normally do a 1 day class. This time, we're gonna do something on Friday night because we
Yes.
also have a new office. So that's a really good news. Where the family is getting bigger, as all Latino families always growing. So that's why we're gonna have something on Friday night here at the office, at the new office, and then Saturday is gonna be the class. Gina, are we expecting something different? The 2023 class different than the previous classes? I'm assuming that every time that we do a class, we learn something that we can do always better. So tell us about this class, because I know from the time that we started till now, things have changed for the best or for the better.
Yes, yes, yes. This class is going to specifically be for people who are planning to run, have a campaign going, planning a run sometime in 2023. And so we wanted to hold it early in the election cycle to get people right from the beginning, because what we have learned from our previous candidates is that they need help right at the beginning with a website, with their social media accounts. We're going to have a photographer there to take a headshot if they need one. We're going to film them speaking and have it ready for them to upload to their social media as soon as they leave. We have help with compliance laws to get them off on a good start with all their paperwork and all their filings and make sure they understand that. We have sessions on fundraising. We have some great fundraising experts, very talented, very knowledgeable people that are going to help them understand fundraising, where to go for resources, where exactly to go and look and find lists of people in their area that they can call, sample scripts. Just if someone has never fundraised before and has no idea what to say on a call when they call someone, that's what we're going to help them with.
I want to
And
ask
what
Orlando,
Gina has just talked
after the
about
midterm
just shows that
elections,
we
and
have the process. is to help the candidates. Uh, because one of the things when you become a candidate that everybody stresses about is that, well, we need to hire a consultant. And this is a mistake, I think, in my opinion, that a lot of early candidates make. They'll hire a consultant, let's say for $5,000, $6,000 a month. That money can be used to put it into your development of your digital presence, your website, maybe some direct mail, voter communication. So, what we want to try to avoid is to make sure that these candidates don't go out and hire an expensive consultant right off the bat. Perhaps if they make a runoff, or perhaps if they get elected to their city council and they want to move on to the state legislature or the U.S. Congress, those are the appropriate times now that you've got your feet firmly planted in politics that you may want to look at an outside professional consulting firm. But for the initial period, we want you to look at us as a group that you can consult with. In other words, we'll help you with a website, we'll help you design mail, we'll help you with the filings, as Gena said. All those things come as a benefit of being a Leadership Latino graduate. You don't have to go out and hire outside consultants initially. So it's a huge savings. And if you really put a dollar figure to it, if you can avoid hiring a consultant, if you can to manage your campaign, if you can avoid hiring a digital platform expert to develop a website, if you can avoid having to hire a photographer to take your picture, I mean, at the end of the day, you're saving perhaps $10,000. And so that's what we want to accomplish. We want to just be there to help you get started.
And I want to ask you, Orlando, because we know that 2024 is going to be presidential elections and it's different one, but we want to concentrate in 2023 right now. What is the positions that people, if they're thinking to run for something in office, that, okay, maybe I can go to this one because that's going to be 2023 elections. So
Yeah, well,
give us
yeah,
an idea of that.
well, they're uniform elections in Texas according to the election code. So we will have elections in Texas in May. We will also have elections in November. From time to time, we have special elections. If there's a vacancy to fill, some municipalities may call an election. There may be school board elections. There may be municipal utility districts that are being set up. There may be bond issues. So elections come around all the time. We will have candidates on the ballot in May and again in November of 2023. And then, of course, we get into the presidential year, which is 2024. So we have elections in Texas all the time. And this is, we don't take a break. We don't do the classes every 2 years. We do the classes quite often in Texas because, number one, there are 254 counties in Texas. It's a big state. We have a lot of territory to cover. We have a lot of real estate to cover. We have a lot of candidates that we need to train. So we do these all the time.
And something, Gena, that you were mentioned of that this is different, is going to be different this following or this next class, that we're going to concentrate on people that are already set their mind that they want to run for office. I think all these years, so the last 2 years, we've been learning that putting everybody in the same classroom in different levels, I mean, it cannot be as effective if somebody already wants to run for office than somebody that is just, they don't know what they want to do, right? So I think that's what this class came out.
Yes, yes. The initial round of classes are great, just sort of as an introduction. Just these are the things that are possible. You can get involved in the grassroots level. You can be involved professionally, or you might. Here's some things to think about if you in the future have aspirations. One day I might run for office. That's what our regular Leadership Latino class. Those are great for that, kind of introducing all the topics that and the things that might come up in those areas. But these classes, the Leadership Latino Elect that we'll be holding in January, those are specifically geared towards people who have decided to run and are going to be on the ballot in 2023. And we want to catch them early, as Orlando said, to be as much help as possible. We also are offering it for not only the candidate, but one person, a support person. A lot of times in races, local races, it ends up being their spouse or just a friend, someone that's going to function as their treasurer or something like that. But we are allowing them to bring one person, support person with them. And we see it as a working session where they can sit and talk, and we have time built in the schedule for them to kind of talk about what they want to do next, what they've just learned in a session, and what they can use specifically in their situation.
Do
We
we have
have
Lina back?
Lina back. Let's see if we get
Yes.
lucky now with the with the Wi-Fi. Well, you look better now. That the
I apologize. I am actually standing in a open room so I can have access to the internet.
okay.
No,
So
I
let's see
earlier I said
if we better
thank you,
now.
appreciate it for having me here.
Okay, so let's take it back about your story.
Awesome. Yeah. So, my story is very, very short.
Uh-oh.
Just the American dream just became the main thing for me, and I was able to excel. And now in my corporate America, have been 15 years just serving the community and being able to help others through nonprofit organization, and as well as in my corporate role. I am the leader of supply chain for government programs and military aviation programs. And I'm ready. I've been helping the community, and I'm ready to take on a different role and going into politics so I can just give back to the community that has given so much to me. And we are
Well,
lacking Latinos that want to be in the forefront, just helping and putting their sleeves up and just working hard for the community that gives so much for us.
So,
So
Lina,
tell
you
us
were in
about
the
your
class of
experience with
San
Leadership
Antonio,
Latino.
I think, earlier last year, and
I was.
you had told me that you were thinking about running for office. So, have you made the decision? Have you pulled the trigger, and are you ready to go? And if so, tell us what
So
position you're running for.
So I haven't pulled the trigger. I, currently will be having a baby at the beginning of the year. So I want to wait
Congratulations.
until that, concentrate, thank you, concentrate just on my family. But when I do decide to run, I want to go for Bexar County Commissioner for Precinct 1, which is the area that I live currently.
Well, good for you. Well, we hope that you stay active. And by the way, tell us a little bit about your background because you and I share a similar background. We're both from, if I recall correctly, from the Caribbean basin. Tell us where your heritage is from.
So I was born in the Dominican Republic in Santo Domingo, and I immigrated here when I was 7 and have actually lived in Houston. So in your hometown, my whole family still lives in Houston, and I've been in San Antonio now for over 12 years.
Well, we're very proud of you, and I'm assuming you're also bilingual, right? You speak Spanish well enough to keep up with Andrea.
I do. I am perfect in Spanish, and I have the accent in English. But yes, I speak and write both.
No more than
Pero
me for
tienes
sure.
acento
No more than
caribeño.
me.
Claro que sí. Hablamos español si tú quieres.
Oye, y
Lina,
otra
I wanted
pregunta.
you
¿Ustedes comen
give us
frijoles negros con
tell
arroz
us about
blanco?
your
Le
experience.
dicen cristianos y moros.
Oh yeah,
Moro. And
arroz
en
con
este tiempo
frijoles.
son pasteles en hoja, which is tamales for
Mhm.
most other people.
Well, good. Well, we're very proud of you, and we're delighted you took a few minutes to come share your story. We want to wish you the best with the addition to your family. You're absolutely correct. Family always comes first. But, I've always said I'm very high on you. I believe that you would make a great leader in San Antonio and in Bexar County, anywhere in Texas that you decide to go to. So we hope that you stay active. I hope that you will stay in touch with us and keep us up to date as to what's going on.
No, thank you. And again, thank you for having me here. And I do want
But
to say,
before
I
you
mean, the
leave, Lina,
class,
I wanted you to share your experience with Leadership Latino. How did you find out
thank
about the
you.
program? What did you get about the program? What did you learn? And what you can tell other people that haven't participated?
So how I saw the program through Facebook, right? So I've been following you all on Facebook, but then also John Lujan, which I know Zach, worked very closely with him, shared the opportunity that they were coming to San Antonio. So that's when I register. I highly, highly recommend the program. Whether you're running for office or just going to be partake, whether you're just going to volunteer, there's a lot of great information. If you are running for office or going to be running a campaign, it really keeps you out of trouble because the program really focuses on what is the law, what are the things that you have to follow, which is the key information that they don't tell you, right? You're running for politics, you're going to go and you need volunteers, you need money, but then there is the key, which is the law, everything that keeps you, above water. Which this program really focused on. I really appreciate the intensity, right? Bringing in people that are experts in their fields to give you that information. That was a key takeaway for me.
Lina, before you went to Leadership Latino, you were already thinking to run for office, or being in Leadership Latino class changed your mind?
So I was thinking about running for office, just didn't have an idea how. How do I make that transition from corporate America to a position in politics, right? Just didn't have that exposure or that experience. And through this course, I was able to really solidify that understanding on all the things that I can do and how to do it. It gives you a pathway, a roadmap on how to go and take those opportunities.
Great. And I want to hear from you, Yzach. You were involved in the victory of John Lujan. Now he's the representative, the state representative. Now you're involved also with him, or what is your plan now?
So after being his campaign manager, I transitioned to being his legislative director. And so I'm going to be helping him pass some bills and make sure that he represents and serves the people of San Antonio well.
Hey, Ed, I have a question for you. Were you as involved, or were you involved in politics at all before you managed the John Lujan campaign?
Yes, so I was involved in several Republican races in Brazos County, in Dallas County, and Travis County.
Well, good for you.
Have you thinking about them, with this experience that you're having with John Lujan, maybe after in 2 years or in the future, have you thinking about running for any position?
I think I'm a little bit too young for right now. However, I do think maybe in 5, maybe 6 years after I gain enough experience. Um, at first, I think my main mission right now is just to encourage other young people to participate in politics, especially Latinos, conservatives, just to let them know that there's people out there just like me, willing to help, are happy to help, and all they need is just a little bit seeing someone else saying, "Hey, if he could do it, I could do it as well."
So saying that, what will
Well, let me
be
just
your
say, you're never
approach?
too young to run. A lot of people say I'm too young, but we have a history of a lot of young people that are 18 years old. I can think of three right off the bat. In Alvin, Texas, we helped elect an 18-year-old. We Up in Kerrville, Texas, we elected another 18-year-old city council member. So, hey, you're never too young, but good for you. I think what you're trying to say is you're trying to learn the ropes before you get into the leadership position as an elected official.
I think you said it best. Yes, I want to make sure I'm the best person I can be first before I start helping out others.
Good for you.
So Zach, what will be your approach with the young generation? Because it's different these days. The approach that the way that you approach to them is completely different, like 10, 20 years ago. So what will be your approach, and what you can tell other young people?
I would probably say that in this day and age, um, as you can see, every single time you apply for a job or try to go ahead and apply for a higher education, they're constantly being told you need to have like a huge amount of experience, either work or educational. And being in politics just gets you all of that experience and leadership skills that you need in such a short manner of time. And just being able to resonate with the messages that they care about. A lot of the times we see inflation going up, but the prices of everything else I mean, the pay itself is staying the same. Prices at grocery stores is getting high. You see a lot of people just struggling just to be able to feed their families or just being able to afford college in the first place. We're constantly being told you need to go to college in order to succeed. But in order to go to college, you need to have a huge amount of money. You need to have a lot of support. And just frankly, a lot of young people just don't have that. We're constantly being told to um, do things that are out of our control and putting the blame on us instead of just having other people reform the system so we are allowed to have the opportunity to succeed in the first place.
And I want to go now with you, Lina, because we've been seeing a lot of women also taking the power and being the leaders in the community and now running for office. So, as a woman, as a Latina, what we can tell these Latinas out there, these women out there?
Great point. So I think Latinos have already been out there. We have been out in the forefront, doing the hard work, and it's time for us to have that confidence that yes, we can, and yes, we can be also the leaders. If we want change, we need to go and drive the change ourselves. So we cannot just wait and sit around for somebody to just come and do the changes that we want. If not us, then who? So we need to, I tell other Latinas, especially the youth, you are the change. You are the ones that can drive what you want to see in our communities. So we just need to step up and go take the bull by the horns, I guess.
You're
Okay, look,
expecting
I
a
want to
baby,
thank you
and
both for
many women
taking the
say,
time
well,
out
I
to be
want to
with us
focus on
this
my family. I
afternoon.
don't have
I
time
want to
because
make
I'm
sure,
raising kids. But women can do it all.
We can do
hey
it,
guys,
but I couldn't do it without the support of my husband. So I do have to give credit. My husband is there helping me. It takes a village. It takes a great partnership to be able to be out up front and doing the things. In the past, we were told, "Oh no, we cannot do it because we have to stay home. We have to be with the family." No, we have to work and have a good relationship with our family members, our partners, so we can be out there and drive the change. So I couldn't do it without the help of my husband, who, whenever I'm out doing things, driving change, he's out helping me as well as me supporting him. So I do want to give props that there's always somebody behind you that's helping you, elevating you so you can get to that next point.
Great.
Lina and Zach, I want to thank you both for taking the time out of your day to share some of your thoughts and experiences about Leadership Latino. We're going to let you guys get back to work, and then we're going to go over to Gena and tell us how can folks sign up for the class if they're interested in our upcoming class. What do they need to do, Gena?
They can go to our website. It's leadershiplatino.com/apply. I think if you go to the website, you'll be directed, but there's a form there that you fill out, an application, to let us know that you're interested in attending our class in Houston, where you are in the process, what office that you plan to run for. And then we have funds available to help with transportation to Houston, as well as overnight accommodations for that Friday night in Houston. So it's a great opportunity for someone out there who is planning to run in 2023. We're here to help, and we're ready. So they can go to our
And there's
website,
no cost.
leadership.com. There is no cost.
So that's
No
great
cost.
because not only that for people that live in Houston, but if you live outside of Houston, so we can arrange transportation, accommodation, and the class has no cost. That
Right.
is very important for them to know because sometimes they put that obstacle that okay, well it's far away and it's gonna take money to transportation, money to accommodation. But this time, Leadership Latino, it's I mean this is new for me also. I didn't know, so that's
Yes.
great.
Yes. This
All right,
time we
Gena,
have
thank
funds
you for
available.
joining us. Appreciate it. I want to just say
Yes.
this is our last program for the year. It's been a very successful year. We didn't win them all, but as our polling director, Lance Torrance, says, Rome was not built in a day. So we're going to keep up the hard work. We have 2023 coming up. We want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This is an important time of the year to be with family and friends. And so we're going to take a break to be with our family and our friends, but we're going to come back. Andrea will have some more good programming at the beginning of the year. So again, I want to wish everybody at TLC a very Merry Christmas. I'm very proud of our team. They've done great work across the state of Texas. Again, we didn't win them all, but we won most of them. And we're looking forward to 2023 and 2024. I don't know if they mentioned, but we may be expanding up into the Dallas area, doing some good community work up there in the Dallas area, and tackling important health issues, for example, in the Hispanic community. So we're looking forward to 2023. Again, I want to wish everybody that views us, that are our friends on Facebook, that check in with us from time to time, all of our graduates, and most importantly, our donors, the people that make this possible. None of this could happen without the generosity of Texans that care about the future of Texas, the business environment in Texas, conservative leadership, law and order in Texas, secure borders, good education, economic opportunity, protecting families and neighborhoods, building infrastructure. All of those things are made possible by our generous donors. And so, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And Andrea, I'm going to toss it back to you.
All right, Orlando. See you soon.
Bye.
Gracias a todos por haber estado aquí. Gracias a todos por este año tan increíble, por el soporte, por el apoyo, por haber estado con nosotros en Texas Latino Conservatives and TLC Live. Thank you so much for being with us all this 2022. Just looking for the 2023 adventure, everything that is coming to TLC, Texas Latino Conservatives. We hope that you're going to be become a member of Texas Latino Conservatives. If you cannot contribute financial, you can be a volunteer, you can help us to help, you can be part of Texas Latino Conservatives in many, many, many ways. Just go to our website. And also Leadership Latino, this is a very, very important program that you can be part also. January, as Gena said, is going to be our first session of 2023. So just go to our website, texaslatinoconservatives.com or leadershiplatino.com, and you're going to find the information in both websites. You can fill out the form, and also it's going to be at no cost. So as Gena said, if you live out of Houston, we're going to provide transportation, accommodation, and also the class has no cost, completely free. So see you guys on 2023. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Nos vemos el próximo año.